In this video, we'll see how to import requirements which are written into Microsoft Word, and we'll bring that requirements into our rational dose next generation. Now for that, first thing is I've created one folder, that is my base artifacts, from MS Word. Now why I have given the name as base artifacts? Because that artifacts I'll bring at to the project level. When I say at the project level, it will be within the project. It will not be inside any other module. So if they are inside the module, I'll give it as module artifacts. Right now what I'll do is I'll import those Word requirements into the project, and it will be named as base artifacts. So that is the folder which is totally empty right now. Now I'll take you to that place where the requirements are written into Microsoft Word. So I'll open that document here. So that's the document here. So it's just a random heading which I've given: HSBC Bank project, user specification. I've given introduction, intended use, business goal. There are some images and text. Now when you import this Word document, you have to take care about few things. What are those few things? That every heading should have only one heading style. Every subheading should have their particular sub-styles. Now every time, how do you remember that which heading style is given to what? So there is one style inspector in Microsoft Word. So for example, if I keep my cursor at this place, if you see, it is heading 1. If I keep my cursor at this location, it says heading 2. So for every heading, whatever you are trying to say, so heading 1 will be given as 1, this will be given as 1.1. Now if you want to if you have multiple pages, right now there are just 2 pages given here. If you want to find out all the heading styles for entire page itself, so you can use this method. In the home tab of Microsoft Word, you see there's a button given here below this styles. If you click on that, you will get a floating dialog box for styles. Now at this place, you see there's an option given here, the second option, which says browse styles. If I keep my cursor, it says style inspector. If I click on that place, on the right hand side, if you see, I'll get this dialog box. Now observe carefully. If I keep my cursor here, what is this? Paragraph formatting. If I keep my cursor here, you see that is heading 1. If I keep my cursor here, it says heading 2. So make sure every place, wherever you want as the first level, you keep it as heading 1. Second level, keep it as heading 2. If I keep here, it says as heading 1. So when it will be imported, numbering will be given based on the styles. Okay, so here it is heading 1, so it will give us 1. Again heading 1, but it is second, so it will give us 1, and this one will become as 2. This will become as 1.1. So make sure you keep a track of all these things. So I'll just click on close. Yeah. Now one more thing about this, I have also created one image. So when I import this Word document into my rational dose next generation, it will keep on asking what is the artifact type you want to convert image as. So I'll say image should be converted as graphical artifact. If it is a heading, it should be considered as a module heading. If it is something else, let's say, yeah. Now if you observe here, there's something which I've written as actors. Usually actors are written into the delimiters, that is greater than, less than. So this is one actor, that is admin, user, operator. So remember the delimiter, less than, greater than symbol. There is one word which is given here, that is should is given, another word is must. So what I'll do is I'll categorize this artifacts. If anything, if you find as should, that should be considered as business rule. If you find anything as must, that should be considered as a business rule. So these are some classification of requirements. So I'll take in detail how to go for it. So this is the Word document which is given here. Let us see now how do we import into rational dose next generation. I've come to this place, I'll click on this folder. When I say my base artifacts, it will be at the project level. Click on this pencil button, click on import artifact, and once you click on this import artifact, you'll get this dialog box. It says there are 6 again different types of importing options. I'll select the first one, import requirements from Microsoft Word. Once I click on that, and I'll click on this next button. So there are many steps, you have to be patient for that. Next, it says what are your Microsoft file, how many files do you want? So I'll say I want only one file. Just click on this add file, that is the file HSBC user requirement, and I'll click on open. Once I click on open, the second question it will ask, what is the location of the requirements? If I extract the requirements, where do you want me to paste? So it says this is the file. After that, location of new requirements will be the same, because I've clicked on that and I've found out that option. So that is my base artifact for MS Word. Next it says I will import the requirements, I will import the artifacts. Do you want as a project level or as a module level? If you want inside the module or the artifacts, you have to click on yes. If you want at the project level, click on no. Okay, so make sure you read this. Do you want to create a module for the new requirement? Module is nothing but collection of all the artifacts into a organized manner, hierarchical manner. But right now I'll say I want as import the requirements. I don't want any module. Next is I'll just click on this next. After that, now this is the main part which I was talking about. That is, how do you identify the requirements? I say as wherever you find out heading, that should be considered as something else. That should be considered as, let's say, heading. It should be considered as module heading. Next is, if there are some images found, what do you want? What type of artifact you want? I'll say if I find an image, it should be considered as a graphical artifact. So I'll select it as graphical artifact. So here it is given as identify requirements. So this is the classification of requirements from one Word document into different artifact types. What are the keywords? Are there any keywords? So if you remember, I have shown you should and must. These are keywords. So I'll say yes, I want to add one keyword. If wherever you find this word, that is should, inside any sentence, kindly convert that into a business rule. There is one more word. If you find somewhere as must, that also you have to convert into a business rule itself, right? That is one thing which I have given. Next is, if you have some text delimiters, that is less than, greater than symbol, actor is always represented into that format. So I'll just click on this add delimiter and I'll click on this less than, greater than, whatever is there, that should be considered as an actor. By default, they have given the same. So that is one artifact type. Apart from that, these are classification of requirements. Anything which is left and I'm not able to find out, right, what exactly to classify. So it says all the other text, what do you want? That text should be converted as, I'll say as user requirement, or I can say as use case specification. So I'm just giving one type of requirement, or I can say I want to convert into a vision document, right, vision artifact. That's it. So this is the classification done, and you have to finally click on next. Once you click on next, that is the process of extracting all the requirements. It is a very smart tool. It will identify all the artifacts and classify into different artifacts again. So it will take time, some time, depending upon your document size. Mine is just 2 pages, so it will take less time. So once it is done, it says the following requirements were identified. It identified 28 artifacts, out of which vision were 9, actors were 4, heading were 5, and business rule as something given as 9. So this way. So how do I finish it? I'll just click on this finish, and those artifacts will be extracted and put into this folder itself. So let us see now. Yeah, it says success. I'll click on close. And now if I click on that folder, because I've given that folder my base artifacts. Yeah. So I'll just click on that folder, my base artifacts from MS Word. Once I click on that, I'll get this all artifacts. Now, these are all the artifacts. If you remember, I have given something as whatever you find as image, that should be considered as a graphical artifact. So if I click on this mobile phones, you observe. So these are all the artifact types which are converted. Mobile phones, and you might find this image. So this image has been considered as a graphical artifact. I'll go back here. See, these are the all artifacts which are converted. If you observe here, user was there, that has been converted as an actor. There was something which is left, that is nothing but a vision statement, that has been converted. So this way you can import all the requirements given into Microsoft Word, and you can classify into rational dose next generation. That's all for this video.